Hi, this is iAllegedly. Welcome back. I'm Dan. And there's a big problem out there. You're not going to be able to buy or sell a home in the near future. So, got a lot to cover today. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. I'm going to get into this right away. Jerome Powell speaks yesterday and tells us there's a real problem getting mortgages right now. And the problem is that you may not be able to get insurance on that house that you want to buy. And this is going to make it impossible, his words, impossible to sell a home and to get a mortgage without the insurance. So this is going to completely destroy real estate. And he says, okay, it's going to start in some regional areas and then it's going to expand around the country. Now, here in California, I went into a lender today and I just said, hey, what are you guys seeing? Are you seeing refinances right now? Are you seeing HELOCs? And are you seeing any new purchases? Well, we're seeing some purchases and a lot of HELOCs. No refinances. People are not, trading up on their interest rate right now. But I said, well, what about the purchases? Are you having trouble with the insurance? And guy puts his hand and says, oh, it's so bad. It's awful. I'm like, really? Well, what is that? He goes, well, what we're doing now to combat the problem, because we'll go to close the house and they won't be able to get the insurance, or they won't be able to afford the new rate. I mean, what do you mean the new rate? Well, they're quoted one thing and then they come in with a much higher rate right before close of escrow and the people can't afford it. So he's seeing things like this where the sellers are furious right now because the insurance is only $5,000 a year. Okay, well, it's, $420 a month or whatever that works out to. And it's no big deal, right? Well, what happens when the insurance goes to $15,000 to $18,000 a year? Guys, 18 grand a year is $1,500 more a month on your payment if you have an impound account. So with that, people can afford that. It's going to add an extra $1,500 in a month for air. And he said it's just a problem. So they're making people go out and get the insurance approval when they start the loan. Now, I've told you guys this. I've looked at houses where we couldn't get a loan on the house. Uh-oh. What do you mean? Well, that's what's happening right now, guys. And Jerome Powell says that they're not going to lower interest rates. And this guy was so upset. He said, why couldn't Jerome Powell just step forward and say, we think that interest rates are going to go down? But you don't want the guy to lie. We've had enough lies for the last 4 years about job numbers and sales and, transitory and everything, every lie that we've heard. And now people are fed up. And now with them being fed up, we have to pay up. So this is going to absolutely destroy everything. I could talk to you about Florida. I could talk to you about Los Angeles. But I'm just going to dabble in that. The problem with these assessments that people are going through in Florida is, I got people that write me that pay $20,000, $30,000 to fix their unit, their responsibility, and they can afford it. And now the association fee is going to go from $300 a year to $1,500 a year, and they think that that's unfair. Get ready for that. You're going to see this more and more and more. You have high-rise condos in places like Las Vegas that you can get something relatively inexpensive, one-bedroom place, under $400,000. Not a lot of money, but the point is that they cannot maintain the association. Associations are going from $500 and $600 a month to $1,800 to $2,000 a month. No one can afford this right now. Here in California, with the Los Angeles fires, that area has seen it get absolutely destroyed over the course of just 60 days. And the problem that we've seen is that these people cannot sell their houses, they cannot work on their houses. They're claiming different problems with the environment and different problems with even cleaning the lots out. There was one family that had a house that they originally had purchased for $1 million. And lucky for them, it went up to $2.7 million. American success story. Well, now they're going to sell the lot for $499,000 to get the hell out of there. That's horrible. It's tragic. It's horrible. But that's that. And again, the people that are buying the lot just going to buy on it and sit on it. They're not going to be able to build there. Don't think that these people are richer or smarter or better, they're not going to be able to clean that place up. LA is going to be its own worst nightmare. In my last video, I talked about Hurricane Florence and Hurricane Matthew, how some of these people have been waiting 9 years to rebuild their house. No, pass. I'm going to move. So with that being said, end of days. You know what I mean? End of days. So Jerome Powell sits there and says that you're going to see interest rates continue to shoot up, or stay at the same level that they're at, in the high 6s to 7s if you have the perfect situation. The lender who just was praying, this guy was praying for something where they were going to get they were going to get simple a simple result. This guy's trying to film behind me and he wants the right view, which is nice. Anyways, trying to get a glimmer of hope from Jerome Powell and didn't get it. So look at this. You've got really low tide out here right now. But again, people just begging, oh gosh, please tell us it's going to be good. I'm telling you guys this right now. This is going to destroy everything. You have builders now. I've looked into this. Builders offering incentives where people are demanding that the seller pay for the insurance for 24 months. You pay my homeowner's insurance and I'll buy your house. Now, it's fine if it's $5,000, but it's not fine if it's $18,000. That's 36 grand. Who would pay that? Well, you went out of the property, you're going to have to. You're going to start to see desperation. That's what happened over the course of the last few years. LA County did that homeless thing where they had a 5% fee over $5 million. That killed properties over $5 million. And then you have the fires now. So let me know, guys. Let me know what you think, because you haven't seen anything yet. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. The number one asset class for 2025 already is gold. Up 10% already. David Rosenberg has said that the uncertainty of all equities will be outshined by gold. You need to call number one rated Patriot Gold Group today, 888-330-1431. Call them today. They have IRAs, 401ks, the IRA that's free for life. But look at central banks. They're buying gold at a record pace. You just can't argue with these numbers. Number one rated for 9 years in a row. They've done well over $1 billion in transactions. Contact Patriot Gold Group today. It's very easy to deal with number one rated Patriot Gold Group. 888-330-1431. If you do not want to call them, use the link below. Fill it out. They will send you out a free investor guide and they will answer all your questions. Contact them today before it's too late, because we're going to see gold hit $3,000 very soon, and it's only going to go up from there. Now, more news. Small business optimism slid for the first time. Last month, it was at the highest level since 1986, and everything was rosy, and then realism hit in. And I get a kick out of everybody that writes me in. See, it's not so gloomy with this guy. No, it's ridiculous, guys. It's been in office 3 weeks, and you guys are complaining about this. But a few things that are funny about Donald Trump, and that is he is serious about Canada becoming the 51st state, which I think is funny. So great story below about the optimism. And, you're just seeing a lot of things that are problems right now. Another great article about how, the California insurance crisis is so bad that they're letting sellers out of the contract. They're putting inside the contracts, in the sales agreement, if we cannot get insurance at this rate, we can cancel the contract without any repercussion. Okay. Donald Trump also wants to raise taxes on team owners for professional sports. Collectively, these team owners, football, baseball, they're worth over $1 trillion. And these guys pay little or no taxes in owning these teams. He says, no, time to pay your fair share. So, is he singling out the rich people? Who knows? But normally people would be happy about things like this, but now it's a bad idea. This guy could have free lunch for everybody every day. That would be a horrible idea. I hate Mexican food. You know what I mean? It would be like that. It just is absolute insanity. So, um, like I did say earlier, gold has gone up 10% this year, guys. That's absolutely stellar. And you just don't see that happening much. Sam Altman owns OpenAI. It's ChatGPT. And Elon Musk put an unsolicited offer into the company for $97 billion. And the guy immediately said, no, thank you. No, not interested in it. Now, what Elon wants to do with it is to make it so it's less evil, which I'm like, oh my God, what a great concept for a business to be less less evil. Okay, so I think it's funny. I'm telling you guys, I have a friend of mine, Mike, who is just Mr. AI lately, just with his business, with music, with images, with everything. And this is going to revolutionize all of our lives in a very, very short period of time. And you're going to see people lose their jobs in positions that you never dreamed of, in the medical field, in the service field, other than laborers. You're going to see massive problems with this. And one thing I talked about a lot is layoffs lately. And I mentioned, Meta laying off 4,000 people. Nobody else is laying off people, Dan, unless you don't watch these videos. That's all they do. So I have a list of all the layoffs. Look at the stories below and you can see that. But guys, this is changing every day. Companies are getting rid of people at a record clip right now. And, it's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. So let me know what you think so far. AI is going to absolutely revolutionize and change everything. And, the government efficiency, when you have all these checks that are written to all these different places, that, I can't believe that people are upset about this. I really cannot believe it. That people are upset that there's wasteful government. And again, he has no rights to do this. He does have every right to do this. He has every right to sit there as a hired employee to go out and do this. Again, we've talked about this before, but who would be upset to find out that there is absolutely, terrible fiscal abuses out there? Let me know what you think about that. One thing that was big a couple years ago when it came to real estate investment was uh, decentralized houses where you could fractionally own part of a house. So you could either live in it, like, hey, I want to live here, 12 weeks a year, or you could just get a payment for your investment. And there was a company called Landa, and Landa had 119 houses. And they just had to get turned over to a manager because they were mismanaging the funds. That's they've been accused of. There's a great story below on this, but people wrote checks, and one guy wrote checks for $9,000, and they would give him residual checks every quarter, and all of a sudden the residual checks were not equal to what he got in previous months when real estate prices have gone up. And he was one of the people that started complaining about this, and sure enough, they lost everything. So now they're owned by a manager, and these investors may not get any of their money back. Isn't that terrible? Again, there's all these different companies. Jeff Bezos has one of those companies that has fractional real estate. I'm telling you guys, renting right now seems like a dream, doesn't it? Not having to, hey, my drain's messed up, come fix it. Oh, okay, you won't be here till tomorrow morning? Okay, that's nice. Another thing that's funny is JP Morgan has a bunch of workers that are circulating a petition not to go back to work 5 days a week. You make $160,000 a year for your job, working in an office, and you can't show up, and you're going to sign a petition. I mean, it's funny. It's funny in the sense that these people are just making themselves look like such clowns because they're not being taken seriously at all. Go back to work. I found two things. I found a list of everybody that's been laying off lately, and I found a list of all the companies that are requiring people to actually show up and work. It's like, oh my God, don't work here. The federal government, the Elon Musk thing, where they said, listen, you don't want to show up? Leave. Bye. We'll fire you. And they're going to dramatically reduce the number of government employees over the course of the next few months, it's going to be cut tremendously. Again, guys, Elon Musk did a press conference yesterday that was absolutely beautiful because he just said, listen, we have so much debt, and the amount of money to service our debt is more than it costs to defend our nation. Hello, hello, hello. Who has a problem with that? I do. I want this fixed. Don't piss away my money. I have to pay my taxes, so do you. Okay? But, oh God, how dare you complain about this? Elon's a criminal. He's just trying to steal everybody's money. And if you saw that press conference yesterday where he just answered everything bluntly and simply with his, with his issue, whatever it is, okay? It's funny now because they're finding out billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in waste. Here's what's going to happen, guys. You're going to have some politician who is against this, who's going to get found out that they've committed fraud. And then they're going to go to jail. It's going to be fantastic, okay? So stay tuned. Let me know what you think. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. First things first, also, we have a private channel called iAllegedly Live. I'm very proud of it. It's everything that we can't talk about other places. Check it out today at iAllegedly.tv. And I want to tell you guys a quick story of something that happened yesterday. I went to go pick up my computer, and every now and then, it's loaded with everything. It's got all, different videos, all the artwork, everything, and sometimes it slows down, so I take it to, Micro Center, and they clean it up for me. And this time they were like, hey, listen, we may lose the data this time, and we need to back it up. And what started out as a $119 deal turned into, we need to do this, we recommend this. And sure enough, it was $805 later. And fine, do it. I go to pick up the computer, and I asked the guy, I said, do me a favor, let me talk to a manager, or can you ask the manager if they can do this? And just, when I came in here, it was going to be $119. It's like getting an oil change where this is wrong with your car. Oh, no, now it's this, and it's this. Make me a deal on doing this. He's like, okay. Goes back and then comes back and was stunned. He goes, they just lowered the price $95. So ask, guys, ask. He said, I've worked here 5 years. No one's ever done that, and I can't believe they did it. So ask, guys, ask. Aldi, the German food store chain, they are going to open a minimum of 250 stores over the next 2 years here in the United States. So discount smaller stores, that's good news, okay? And, companies that are hurting right now, IHOP and Applebee's just announced that they are laying off hundreds of employees in the corporate offices because of demand going down when it comes to their stores. Less advertising needs, less purchasing of different, social media advertising. I mean, they're cutting back everything. So it's going to be interesting. But again, when was the last time somebody said, ooh, let's go to IHOP? No one says that. No one living has said that. So let me know what you think. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you ever want to send a story, it's hello@iallegedly.com. And plus, so many people, you guys have gotten your gifts and you're sending me thank yous, and we're getting videos in and things like that. And I truly appreciate that. I'm glad everybody got everything so far. And people were shocked to see gold coins and $100 bills and $50 bills and gift cards. So it was awesome. Plus silver too, okay? Glad I do this for you guys every day. Please hit the like button, subscribe, everything. I already said that, but do it twice, okay? I'll see you real soon.